Do you think...
You fucking racist piece of shit!
Thanks, Hasan.
Well, boys, today is tomorrow and Hasan Piker / H3H3. I don't know if I can fit 2 images in the little picture frame, so I'm not. So I'm just going to put 1 or 2 in the picture frame. But they're both in the news because they finally, after years of being those little dogs that bark behind the fence, but as soon as you open up the gate, they're like, huh? What happened? Nah, we friends. They finally had their little debate, and I'm gonna be honest here, Hasan, don't get me wrong, I wasn't rooting for Hasan to win, or even think he was gonna win, but damn, I was at least hoping he would fight back. This was like watching a bully beat up a damn disabled child. Ethan just pummeled this man, and each and every time Hasan was trying to be like, actually, no, I meant something else, Ethan was like, oh, you really meant something else? Here's a clip of what you said, exactly, and then Hasan's like, okay. And even if I did say it like that, and Ethan's like, you can't be doing revisionist history whenever that's you. That's you. Is that not you?
What? No, he didn't say that.
I'll play it again. You want me to play it again?
Oh, God. Okay, dude. You just play the fucking clip then. God damn. Just play the clip. He said Zionist, but play the fucking clip, Ethan.
Yeah. I'll play it.
Play the clip I sent you. Without fucking complaining.
No,
He's too dolled up.
Wait, you want me to watch your clip? I thought, no, we're going to watch my clip.
No, play the fucking clip I sent you.
By the way, is this, I don't know if this is,
spoiled.
I don't know if this music's claimed, by the way. We can.
It doesn't,
it does matter, unfortunately.
It's most likely
you're
not
on Twitch where
claimed.
stealing content is fucking regular, but on YouTube, there's standards.
Mm-hmm.
It's straight up, hey man, you're a content thief. I'm sorry where you're from. You guys are used to just taking people's content as your own and making money off of it. But here on YouTube, you're not allowed to do that. Now, obviously, we can't go over the whole thing because it was 4 hours. All right, I would have left an hour in if I was Hasan. I would have just DC'd. That would have probably been more honorable than the way he was getting his ass beat. I'm not gonna lie. After a while, it was probably just easier for him to leave than to stay, but for some reason he stayed and continued getting beat up by H3H3. So I'm probably gonna stream this debate, well, the VOD of the debate, later on while, you know, playing some games, because I want to play some more Oblivion and other things, and also I'm not gonna just spend 4 hours alone listening to the rest of this debate. I got, you know, halfway through, and then I was like, they are still going, let me turn something else on. I got Severance to watch. But boys, there's a couple clips, and thankfully to the people in my Discord, link in the description, and also my Twitch, you know, go follow the Twitch and join the Discord, join the Fishbowl Boys. But thankfully to some of the people in my Discord for, you know, providing a couple clips. So first clip we're going to be talking about here is, for some reason, this man, Hasan Piker, will just throw his own friends underneath the bus. All right, he will just throw his own friends underneath the bus as soon as they become inconvenient, because this clip right here perfectly shows Hasan's character. Because if you guys don't know, Bad Empanada is a deranged lunatic that for some reason is obsessed with H3H3. Now, instead of Hasan Piker realizing, you know, Bad Empanada is a deranged lunatic that's obsessed with H3H3, I shouldn't watch any of his videos and shouldn't give him any free clout. Hasan has been doing the opposite for the past few months, basically amplifying Bad Empanada and sharing him around to all his orbiters, you know, Denims, Frogan, and all of them to show on their streams as well. I don't know why they have to show it on their streams as well, seeing that none of these people have their own audience. If Hasan got banned tomorrow, these people will probably just stop streaming altogether because they're just Hasan waiting rooms. But yeah, basically H3H3 called out his relationship with Bad Empanada, and instead of Hasan saying, you know what, I agree with Bad Empanada, that boy tossed him underneath the bus, rolled over him, and then reversed. The boy reversed, saying, you know what? I don't like Bad Empanada. I'm just sitting like, brother, you can't watch his videos on your stream and then go on to say, you know, I don't like him. Even though I encourage people to go subscribe to his channel, watch his videos on stream, have my orbiters watch him on stream. Like, brother, you can't be doing all that and say you don't like him. Like, you at least somewhat agree with him.
Who's like you.
So you do have a problem. You do have a problem with
Matt Lieb specifically,
Jews
yes.
that you don't like, and you are quick
I have
to
a
call
problem
them
with
capos.
Matt Lieb, who's platforming Bad Empanada. Yes, clearly. Is there you don't like Bad Empanada? You understand? A year ago, you were talking about how crazy he was.
But I'm not.
But suddenly, when he
Here's
starts
the
talking
difference.
about me,
Here's
he's
the
your
difference,
best friend.
Ethan.
Interesting.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. I think Bad Empanada is insane. But you know what? I also
and all of a
always
sudden,
say,
you love his videos. Why is that?
Bad Empanada.
Why do you love his videos suddenly?
I've
Before
maintained
you
this
pledged never to
position.
watch his videos on stream. Why do you love them now?
Oh, because he did not want me reacting to his videos.
That is insane, pathetic, bold-faced
that's
lie.
what it is. No, he said
You literally told. Oh my god,
I
dude.
have.
That was one of the most hardest lies I've ever seen in my life. For some reason, this man said, "Oh yeah, Bad Empanada told me not to play his videos on stream." You're telling me a small YouTuber who would love to get attention on his videos criticizing a huge YouTuber by another huge YouTuber doesn't want a absolutely gigantic streamer to watch his video on stream and then agree with? Excuse me? Like, the amount of hoops you gotta jump through to make that make sense. You have to do an Olympic level pole vault to think that makes sense. You're telling me a tiny YouTuber doesn't want a huge streamer to watch their video on stream? Brother, that's retarded. Yeah, maybe if you're already an established creator with millions of subs, yeah, maybe you might not want streamers to watch your video. That makes sense. A YouTuber with no relevance, no following, you would want anyone with relevance or following to watch your stream. Boys, please, if you would like, watch my stream. You know what? Send it to your favorite big streamers. They can watch each and every one of my videos. And you know what? They can even re-upload their reaction to it, fully monetized. Because it makes no sense that any small YouTuber would be so defensive about their videos. Like, that is retarded. The whole point of you uploading a video to YouTube 99.9% of the time is for it to go viral. That's why you want the video to be public. You don't have videos public if you're like, oh no, I want to share this only with my friends and family. Then you will set it to private or unlisted and give them a link to it. On top of that, this man said, oh, Bad Empanada didn't want his videos to be reacted to. All right. Let's make that make sense. So why are you reacting to his videos multiple times? Literally, multiple videos have been reacted to by Hasan and then re-uploaded to his YouTube channel. It's kind of weird how you're going against this man's wishes, or at one point you were going against this man's wishes, then, I don't know, maybe you strong-armed him into allowing you to, stream his content on your channel. Or maybe this whole time, you were just streaming his content because you liked it and he had no problem with it. I'm like, this man goes on to admit that he continues to watch Bad Empanada's videos, and he continues to upload them to his channel, and even keeps calling him out like, sir, you just said you think he's insane. Why are you watching his videos? And all he can say is, I think they're very well constructed. You're telling me a deranged, insane person is making a well-constructed video on what? Theories? What, you like his conspiracy theories? Or is it the gameplay of him, quote-unquote, finding and killing H3H3's wife in a video game?
Bad
Empanada on his YouTube essays, especially when it's issue specific, are actually very instructive.
Then why are you watching
ones
called Ethan Klein as a Zionist baby killer? Why are you watching that one? Is that part of his master body of collection? Is that part of the Criterion collection there, buddy?
Yes.
Why does Bad... Okay, it is good. Why does Bad Empanada role-play hunting Hila and killing her in video games?
Have I ever said that I think that's appropriate?
I think... No, of course not. But what you are doing is endorsing this guy.
Do I agree with you that Bad Empanada is crazy and also does crazy shit because he's a fucking scraggly internet troll who is, once again, as a separate, you like to compartmentalize Israel proper from doing a genocide. I like to compartmentalize the content that I'm consuming from a guy who I do think is doing well-sourced, well-researched YouTube essays, who also happens to be a fucking freak.
Ethan Klein is a Zionist dog, and by the way, I want to kill his wife.
Empanada, the reason why that blockade ended, and I've watched other videos that are not related to you from Bad Empanada in the past on this broadcast as well.
How many?
The reason why that blockade ended.
How many have you watched not about me?
What?
How many videos of his have you watched that are not about me?
I don't know.
Maybe I don't know. No idea. Maybe one.
I've watched a ton though. I've watched a ton of Bad Empanada videos.
And are most of them about me?
No, not all of them are about.
I like how Hasan is trying to make it sound like, no, like every once in a while he'll make a video on you, and obviously I'm a fan of Bad Empanada, so I'm just gonna watch each and every one of his videos. And then literally one of the videos he watches is Ethan Klein is a Zionist baby killer. Well-researched video, by the way. From what Hasan is saying, it is a well-researched video, nothing but hard-hitting evidence showing H3H3, Ethan Klein, being a Zionist baby killer. He chopped off the head of a baby himself. But for some reason, we're just having a tough time pulling up that video ourselves of H3H3 killing a baby himself. You know, we're having a hard time finding it. It's out there, all right? It's out there. H3H3 has done it. Since Bad Empanada said he did it, he has done it probably. All right, let's all be honest here. Would Bad Empanada ever lie for views and money? Like, he only had 1.5 million views, and that's probably going to be between $4,000 and $11,000 a month. Just letting you guys know, 1.5 million views, it's a livable wage. You can live off of 1.5 million views on YouTube, alright? Many YouTubers will make it seem like they're gonna go broke and destitute. No, you make a good amount of money. But let's continue on, boys. Alright, I got a couple more clips I'm gonna show you. I'm not trying to be here all day, because again, this thing was 4 hours long, and we're gonna do a reaction stream to it later on. But literally, H3H3 decided, you know what, let's go down the road of my wife was in the IDF, all right? Because if you guys don't know, Hila was born in Israel. She had no choice, all right? She didn't pick on the little map of civilization where she wanted to be. God doesn't give you a choice of where you get to land whenever you're touching down from the battle bus, boys. She was born there. And basically, if you guys don't know, you're forced into the army. You're just forced into the IDF if you're born in Israel. It's like being a South Korean citizen. You're forced into their literal army. You have no choice. You have to go to the army. You literally cannot escape it. You have to do it. Especially whenever someone's as young as, you know, Hila was. She was only 19 whenever she joined. You have no other options. You literally have no, it's not like she could have just ran away to America, became an American citizen instantly, and then lived out the rest of her days knowing she never joined the IDF. She can't do that. She's not allowed to do that. On top of that, she didn't have the money at the time to do that. But in Hasan's eyes, she actually joined because she wanted to. And you know, it was her dream to be an IDF soldier. And everyone wants to go to the army. Actually, whenever you grow up, that's the first thing you want to do whenever you're an Israeli citizen.
Do you want this to be unwatchable?
The reason why I know that, Ethan,
I'm taking that as a yes.
Breaking the silence veterans who have come out and spoken out against this practice. That's why I know that.
Hasan, you say that Hila could have gone to jail and done a conscientious objection instead of joining the army. Why do you pay taxes?
What?
Why do you pay taxes to the United States government?
This is your big argument, Ethan?
Answer the question.
That I pay taxes and I'm morally culpable? I know. That's why I try to
why don't
fight
you go to
against this
jail?
goddamn government
Well,
doing
why
this
don't you stand
every
up for
day.
your hold on? Why don't you stand up for your principles and go to jail for it?
Because it would not actually stop. Okay, it would not actually stop. The reason why I'm saying
What wouldn't stop?
I don't take issue with Hila's fucking actions then, as long as, just like you said, she was just 19 years old. I take issue with the fact that she still defends it on principle.
What did she say?
I like how Hasan literally went from, well, yeah, Hila should have just went to jail, obviously, even if she did go to jail, as soon as she would get out, she would be forced to join or go back to jail. Those are her only two options. You can't just get out, say, I did my time technically, la-di-dee, la-di-da. Like, no, they're gonna be like, hey, you didn't join the army, we put you in jail, that was basically time out. Join the army or you're going back. That's literally her only two options. So then this man had to do a mental backflip once Ethan showed him, brother, you're forced to do things in life that you don't want to do, and if you don't, you're going to be sentenced to jail for it. Literally, he had to do a mental backflip from saying, she should have just went to jail too. Well, now she should have just said it was a horrible experience, even though she probably never experienced none of the horrible experiences, shows she has nothing to say about it. But continuing on, this man, Ethan, had any and every smoke for Hasan, alright? Because then he brought up the iDubbbz holding the swastika sword in his content cop on H3H3. Before someone tells me in the comments below, I know the fucking sword is from Bleach. I get that, but it's kind of weird to have the symbolism of a swastika whenever you're calling out a Jew. Just saying, that's really weird. Brother could have put out an Inuyasha sword, any other sword, my guy. Literally, anime has so many swords, but yet he pulls out the one with the swastika on it. Like, let's not play semantics here.
What you're doing is gaslighting somebody. You made a video. Let me make a point here, Hasan, because you're the king of microaggressions and understanding the perspective of minority groups.
True.
Right? So you made a video. You participated in a video accusing a Jewish. Let me finish my point, Hasan.
I'm going to let you ask the question.
Stop.
Can I
You are
just
making
say-
a video
can I just
accusing a
ask you
Jewish
again?
man
You
of
think-
exaggerating
you think I
anti-Semitism
used
while
a-
exhibiting the most hateful symbol against Jewish people. Do you not see this as a problem? Or at
Wait,
least,
Ethan,
am I
couldn't-
insane
couldn't
for
hear
thinking this
anything
is
you said.
odd?
Ethan, take a deep breath.
Bro, I would have smacked the shit out of Hasan if we were in the same room if he said that to me after he made a video on me using a literal hateful symbol about my people and then saying, actually, it has a different meaning in another place. I don't give a fuck what it means in another place. I already told you guys about the capriotes. I get it. It is a Spanish tradition in Mexico, I'm pretty sure. But also, brother, that has a different meaning over here in America. Just letting you know, we're not going to sit here and say, yeah, but I was just being a part of the capriotes. Brother, we don't do that here. All right, we're in America. We don't do capriote here. We do Cinco de Mayo. All right, brother. We do not celebrate that kind of Spanish Easter tradition here. There's no justification for this, right? There's just zero justification for this at all. Because let's both be honest here. If Ethan made a content nuke 2.0 to the fucking content comp and had a baby in the background and started using Tannerite to continuously blow it up, brother, you guys would be pissed. You guys wouldn't be like, oh, well, there's different symbolism and meaning to it. It means this, that, and the third. No, you would just be pissed. You'd be like, he's blowing up a baby doll. But obviously, people like Hasan Piker have different standards for people that they like and other standards for people that they don't like. He literally has double standards. If someone did something he didn't like, even though it may have a deeper meaning to it, he would just call them a piece of shit altogether. But as soon as someone he likes does something that doesn't have any deeper meaning to it, we know what it means. Well, you mean the symbolism? It's a piece of art. It's up to interpretation. You guys are like, come on. You guys being babies. Like, come on. Now, obviously, before we wrap up the video, I know what you guys want. You guys want a nice little Hasan crash out. Let me go ahead and show it to you. All right, I already teased it to you before. Let me go ahead and show you guys the Hasan crash out.
Didn't leave
This is
because we
not-
were
this is
Zionists.
not
We
the gotcha
left
you
because
think
we
it
were no
is.
longer safe.
Okay.
Explain to me.
I can't wait to bring up obviously on the broadcast to make you fucking look like a dumbass.
I can't
Let
wait
me
to.
tell you
And now
something.
explain what he means by that. We did not leave Iraq because we were
it's
Zionists. We
not-
left because we were no
the
longer safe.
Iraqis are not Palestinian. You fucking moron. You racist piece of.
What?
Because Iraq and the pan-Arabic
They
nationalist
left-
movements that arise out of
You are
Zionist
out of your
violence
mind.
is not about Palestinians.
Okay, so
You
what did the
cannot make
Jews
this
in Iraq
comparison.
have to do with
Zionists
Israel,
were the ones
you
who
bigot?
actually fucking
You are
terrorized the
so out of your
Palestinians.
mind.
And then Iraqis,
Dude, you screaming and
cannot point
grandstanding
to
doesn't mean you're
Iraqis or
right.
Iraqi
This is
government's
pathetic.
racism
Okay.
during the pan-Arabic nationalist movements as a vindication for why, or a comparison as to why Israel had to do the Nakba.
Do you think...
You fucking racist piece of shit.
Thanks, Hasan.
Do you think Iraq?
do you
do you
want-
think all Arabs have one fucking mind?
Why
Is that
the
what you?
were the Iraqi Jews leaving Iraq in fear?
Of course, there were Iraqi Jews that left Iraq in fear.
why?
I've never
Because
said that there
why?
were no
Answer
Iraqi
the question.
Jews that left
You want to
Iraq
call
in
me
fear.
racist? Why were Iraqi Jews leaving to go to Israel?
Because you're a fucking moron.
That's
who doesn't
why they
understand
left. They
that
left
Iraq
because
is
I'm a
not
fucking moron?
Palestine, that Arabs are
Hasan,
not
you
one-minded.
coward.
That there
You
were numerous
coward.
pan-Arabic
Answer
nationalist
the
movements
question. You're going to
that
call
were
me
sparking
racist,
up
but you won't
all around
answer.
the region,
Why
Ethan.
did the Iraqi Jews leave Iraq?
There were numerous
Because of
reasons. Why did the Israeli
anti-Semitism.
government?
They hated Jewish people that had nothing to do with Israel. They were
Oh, shut
forced
the
to
fuck
leave.
up,
They were
dude.
chased
Shut
out.
up.
They lived there for thousands
hated
of years.
Jewish people.
They
Yes,
had businesses. They had
everyone
homes
hated
that they
Jewish
were
people.
forced
It's weird.
and abandoned
Thousands-
to go to Israel
thousands-
because it was the only fucking place they could. Why would Iraqis hate the Jews living there if they had nothing to do with Zionism or Israel? Why?
Because settler colonialism
That
was
has
already
nothing to do
taking
with them, you
place in
absolute
British
fucking
Indian
dumb.
This man was crashing out so hard, looking like a lunatic in front of tens of thousands of people. Him and H3H3 were both streaming this, and he was looking like an absolute unhinged lunatic who couldn't articulate himself, so he just started yelling. He just started yelling during the debate. Instead of having a nice civilized debate, he was just yelling and like, actually, I'm right. I'm gonna drown you out with my sound so you cannot say anything to refute me, so everyone can only hear me. I'm only right. It's something that a child does whenever they realize I'm being beat right now in this argument. So now I have to make it seem like I'm right by speaking over them. The whole time, Hasan wasn't even saying his point. He was just calling Ethan racist. You're racist. You're racist. You're racist. And Ethan would be like, actually, this, that, and the third happened. And this is why these people are actually in fear of their life from these other people. You're racist. You're racist. You're racist. Brother, articulate why he's racist. Say actually, no, this didn't happen. This is actually what happened. He said none of that. He was just saying colonialism, Ethan Klein's racist, Israel bad. And it's like, brother, say the real words you're saying. Tell us the history of why these people are bad. Actually correct what Ethan Klein is saying and tell him the true history since you're so well read and well versed, instead of saying, you're racist, you're racist, you're racist. So after 4, almost 5 hours of yelling, I'm pretty sure this man sounds like a dog. He does not get tired of himself. Ethan was tired, all right? After 4 or 5 hours, Ethan just gave him his nice little farewell bye and gave him some nice little words of encouragement for next time he's called out.
I'll debate all these people instead of you. I have time. Unfortunately, like I said, it's getting late, so I just want to make one last point before we go, which is that always remember, Hasan, that when people criticize me, I watch it on my stream by myself live, unlike a made coward like yourself who needs someone to hold your hand, make all the excuses in the world to avoid any single criticism, any response. You, my friend, are a coward, and I am the fucking legend that responded to it live with zero hesitation. But you know why? Because I'm not a liar. I don't have to think about the shit that I say and justify it. You lie. That's why you can't do it, because you'll get caught in those lies.
5-hour endeavor made you look good, then congratulations.
You don't think it was good that you don't think that it was a supreme confidence that I responded to it immediately live?
Ethan, it took you 4 months to actually entertain the notion of having a conversation with me. I don't give a fuck about watching YouTube videos. I don't know why you think that I'm afraid of watching your
hate videos on your
video.
channel. 11 hate videos. I've watched 0 about you, Hasan. Do you want to actually discuss who's the coward?
You made the hate videos, dumbass. Your fucking community is the hate community. Why the fuck would you have to watch hate videos or whatever? You are the one who's doing it.
When criticism comes, I confront it.
Well, thank you for backtracking on at least 7 of the points. Maybe we should go through the content.
I'm not gonna lie, I hate that little legend part. I wish H3H3 never said that, because that just made me go, yeah, that made me cringe so hard. But for the most part, H3H3 is right. Hasan was already lying at the end whenever he said, I would have debated you at any time. No, Hasan, you didn't want to debate him at any time, because literally all H3H3 said before we debate is watch my video on you and then we'll debate. And it took him this long, boys, it took him this long to watch H3H3's original content nuke on him. But yet for some reason Hasan continues to lie, saying, yes, you know, I was going to debate you at any time. There was one stipulation, was to watch that one video. And for some reason, instead of Hasan watching that one video, he decided, no, I'm going to wait for months to watch the video. And then he watches nothing but hate videos and then says, actually, Ethan Klein's the only one that makes hate videos, even though he doesn't watch hate videos on me. Even though Ethan Klein is correcting what you're saying. Criticism and hate are two different things. If I'm criticizing what you're saying that you're wrong about something, that's criticism. If I'm saying you're an ugly piece of shit, that's hate. These are two separate things. And I don't understand why Hasan can't get it through his thick little noggin that not everything people say about you is hate. And oh my god, this man Hasan has such double standards, because even, I can't believe I'm saying this guy, but XQC called him out, because if you guys don't know, XQC is a prominent, no streamer has full control over their chat. But he also can see that, brother, you can at least try. Like, this man, Hasan, allows his chat to say some of the wildest shit ever. Unfiltered, unmoderated, not even addressed by Hasan half the time. But as soon as someone else's chat says some shit, Hasan is on their ass. So this man has double standards for even his chatters, and how unfiltered and unmoderated that shit is.
Okay, chat. Guys, you guys know for a fact, after all the drama eras, chat, hold on. After all the drama eras, chat, and the Among Us era, whatever, right? I've been one of the biggest advocates of, like, guys, listen, I don't think you should hold the chat fully accountable, whatever, right? But I always give people some slack for not moderating or moderating, and give people some praise for moderating, whatever. I'm gonna give it a buck. With everything I know and do, Hasan's chat is a an absolute one-sided war zone. The shit that people type in that mother sucker's box is awful. Almost everything that people are very strong about, opinions about, if you were to reverse the roles on any of these topics, if they would be permabanned, not in his chat, on the platform. You reverse these takes. You replace let's say it's Jewish or whatever the with another component, any other component, they would get banned off the platform legitimately on almost every topic. It's actually insane. The shit people type.
Exactly, but for some reason Hasan wants to be the arbiter of truth and justice, but yet he can't even moderate the hatred in his own chat. Like, it's so dumb having to see Hasan try to grandstand while his chat says, kill all Jews. Like, you can't be grandstanding while your chat is literally screaming that. But it's so sad to see Hasan is so entrenched inside of his eyes, he can't even tell the truth anymore. It's just like Dr. Lupo, who literally lied for zero. Like, this is the worst reason to lie, and he kept lying until he was forced to tell the truth. But then he kept lying about what the truth was. And it was worse than what the lie actually is. Boys, click this video right here to find out how ridiculous is this lie. Like, this is the dumbest lie I've ever seen in my life. But other than that, don't forget to like, subscribe, comment down below, and I'll see you all tomorrow.